Today we are delving into the profound subject of childhood traumas and how they can leave lasting wounds that shape our adult lives. So what exactly are childhood wounds or childhood traumas? And how can we recognize if we carry these wounds within us? Firstly, what are childhood traumas? Childhood traumas are distressing events or experiences that occur during our formative years and have a profound impact on our emotional and psychological well-being. These traumas can take many forms, from physical abuse to emotional neglect and abandonment, wound or rejection, and everything in between. So how can we recognize if we carry childhood wounds? Let's look at some examples and signs that may indicate the presence of childhood wounds. The number one is fear of abandonment. One common childhood wound arises from the experiences of abandonment, either physical or emotional. If you have deep-seated fear of being left behind, rejected, or unloved, it could be a sign of childhood wound related to abandonment. Number two, trust issues. Trust issues in adulthood can often be traced back to betrayal or broken trust during childhood. If you struggle to trust others or always expect people to let you down, this might be rooted in past experiences. Number three is low self-esteem. If you have persistent feelings or inadequacy or worthlessness, it could be linked to your childhood wounds. These feelings may stem from experiences of consistent criticism or being made to feel less than worthy during childhood. Fourth is difficulty in relationships. Childhood wounds can manifest in your relationships. This is one example that I always give, right? If you had an emotionally unavailable parent, you will attract an emotionally unavailable partner. If you find yourself repeating these unhealthy patterns, such as seeking out partners who mistreat you or struggling to communicate effectively in relationships, it may be tied to unresolved childhood traumas. The fifth one is the biggest one, I think, is fear of vulnerability. A reluctance to open up and be vulnerable in relationships can be a sign of childhood wounds. Now, this may stem from an environment where expressing emotions or showing vulnerability was discouraged or punished. Sixth, chronic anxiety or depression. Persistent anxiety or depression can be related to childhood wounds. These conditions may be a response to the stress or the turmoil of experiences during the events in the childhood. The next is self-sabotage. If you often undermine your own success or happiness, it could be a result of self-sabotaging behaviors rooted in childhood wounds. And these behaviors may be misguided attempt to protect yourself from that harm. Next is substance abuse. Some individuals involve themselves in these kind of substance abuses because of the childhood traumas that they went through. If you find yourself using drugs, alcohol as a means to escape emotional distress, it may be a sign of abandonment wound. Difficulty setting boundaries. Now, this is also very important. Struggling to set healthy boundaries can be linked to childhood traumas, especially if you were not taught or allowed to have your own needs and your own boundaries as a child. And last but not the least is flashback or nightmares. If you are having nightmares, these intrusive memories, it can be powerful when you have these unresolved wounds. One more I left out which is very, very important, perfectionism, and incessant drive for being perfect. It's a coping mechanism developed during childhood to gain that approval or avoid criticism. It is a sign of wound related to high expectations and relentless standards. Now, childhood traumas are distressing experiences that can have lasting effects on your lives. Recognizing them involves examining your emotional patterns, behaviors, and reactions. These wounds often shape our beliefs, behaviors, and relationships, but they can be healed through self awareness, therapy, and self compassion. If you resonate with any of the signs mentioned, it's essential to seek support and professional help. Healing from childhood wounds is a courageous journey towards greatness, self awareness, emotional well being, allowing you to break free from the chains of the past and create a brighter future. Now, if you have not yet started your healing journey, start your inner child healing journey. And please do share your learnings below in the comments, because I will be picking up the winner for today and I will be shipping you the book I Can Coach, where my story of transformation, my story of overcoming all of the beliefs, all of the limiting beliefs held, and I was able to overcome them. It's a beautiful journey that 45 of us have shared, and I hope that it will help millions and inspire millions. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.